5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's about to get dirty in here. Heavy. Wow. Joke live.
You deliver. I'm gonna look at you. Laying out the question. I love it. So put the water around me. I'm coming from the side.
Welcome to the interview edition of the Electric Circus radio show right here at MetalMessiahRadio.com. We are your metal music messiah. On the line with me right now, I got the drummer of the band, thrash metal band from Germany, Devastruction. We got Alex, the drummer, on the phone with us right now. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
Pretty good. It's a pleasure and an honor having you on the show here with us tonight to talk about your band, Devastruction. So tell us about Devastruction.
Devastruction is a small thrash metal band from Dortmund, Germany. Around the Ruhrpott area, you can't tell that we're not getting started right now. We're a few years in the business right now, and we're looking for some new gigs or international gigs as well. And we are sort of promoting Space Force 1 right now, so this is perfect for us.
Currently, the band has released your album titled Space Force 1. The new album was released May the 24th, 2019. Please tell us about Space Force 1, the latest offering.
We thought that it was time to release a full-length album after the EP, which we recorded in a small basement studio. But now Space Force 1 was recorded in a really, really good studio. We took some time to record this album, but I think it turned out pretty good, and we progressed with our sound. And it's more aggressive now, I think, and more well-rounded shape from the sound.
What was the process like on the album, developing the songs and figuring out who's playing what?
The development process is like pretty easy because the second Alex, or the first Alex in our band, our lead guitarist, sort of records and pre-records all our songs and gets along with the ideas with Daniel, and he writes the lyrics. So the whole album pretty much finished itself in like 3 or 4 months, but we took some time to get the money right and save the money to get finally into the studio and record the album. But I think it turned out pretty well. We took about 2 months with mastering and recording, I guess, around Christmas time to 2018, 2019, New Year's Eve.
Right. Before this album, you had a EP called Thrash Force Attack. What makes that album different? That EP different than the current album?
I think it's like every thrash band, like in the 80s as well. More simple sound on ATFA, also on Alien Thrash Force Attack. The EP is much more simpler. The recording is bad, I guess, but we had to record some songs to get ourselves a name in the whole music scene. So Space Force 1 was the next step, sort of.
Tell us about the underground metal scene. I read that you played gigs with Stallion, Rezet, Space Chaser, Iron Kobra, and others. Tell us what that was like.
The whole metal scene in Germany is pretty huge. You can tell, like, from the old school bands around the area here, from Sodom to Creator and stuff. A lot of youth bands still going. We played some good shows in Belgium with Rezet. We had the biggest newcomers from the US, I guess. We had Idle Hands on our release show, which are good friends of us. Yeah. The whole metal scene in Germany is pretty intense and still going.
Cool. Tell us who the producer was of Space Force 1.
Producer was a good friend of mine, a good friend of us. My former drum teacher, but it's like 10 years ago from now, since I had my last lessons. It's Tristan Maiwurm, who was a former drummer in a lot of bands, also extreme metal bands, who has now his own studio, which was sort of in a basement, but now it's a really, really big producing studio, and he hasn't he shouldn't hide behind other big metal producers in the scene.
Please tell us about the video to Devastruction Space Force 1. Where was it shot at? Who directed it? Was it in your studio, or was it in some other cool place?
Yeah, Tristan came up with the idea because he just started filming music videos and stuff for atmospheric and scenic videos for firms and other companies. And so he started. He asked us, if we want cool music video. He does it like he does, his own way, but we don't have to pay for it. So it turned out pretty well, I think. It turned out pretty well. On the last day of our studio trip, it was really quick. I think we took about 1 hour or something, and he cut it and finished it pretty well, I think.
Right. Who did the cover art for the album? I think it's awesome, the cover art.
Yeah, it's from Philipp Scheer, who did the first EP, which is insanely good. He did our shirts, and Philip did the job on the album as well.
Who are some of the thrash metal bands that you look up to on the scene?
I think there are lots of great bands. Sure, the big ones, like our main influences, like Suicidal Angels. I think that's one of the reasons we started this band. Who are from Greece. One of the biggest influences, surely. Municipal Waste, sure, Creator, Sodom, and especially Overkill, I think, are forming a sound, sort of. So these are the main influences our album or our songwriting gets. I think Space Force 1 is heavily influenced by the 2000 records from Creator.
I know some of the writing on the album and everything, and the themes and the topics is about aliens and space and stuff. Please tell us about that.
I think it has to do with the big scene, big start of the new thrash metal scene in 2010. There are a lot of great bands with always the same topic, so. We thought it was a cool idea to come up with the alien-themed stuff and style, like Gamer Bomb or Space Chase or Biocancer do. Right. I think it's a cool idea.
We just interviewed a couple of months ago Agent Steel, and they have some of the same kind of topics and stuff too. I think it's pretty cool that you can write about stuff like that, you know. What famous drummer that made you want to be a drummer to begin with, and how old was you when you first started playing the drum kit?
I think it's a funny fact that I started drums because I got to watch some videos and live footage from Lars Ulrich from Metallica. But nowadays, I think it's he's not that good of a drummer anymore. I think it's the only drummer who gets worse over the years. But yeah, I think he's one of the reasons I started drumming. And Jason Bittner, who I think played at that time at Shadows Fall, I think he's now the drummer from of Overkill. I think I started playing like 2007, I guess. Yeah, 2007, I guess.
How do you balance being in a band and your obligations with work and everything? What else do you do besides be a drummer in a band?
I'm currently going to university in Germany, but not that long ago. I worked full time in a warehouse in a freight forwarding agency. Yeah, it's a lot different now because I moved like 250, 300 miles southern, but the band is still going strong. We are mostly. I'm mostly visiting my home for about all 4 weeks, and then we're practicing.
Right. Tell us about some metal festivals that you had played at, if any, or do you look forward to playing at any metal festivals in the future with the band?
Yeah, we're currently looking for shows in Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, and stuff. We played in Belgium for the first time, I think 2 years ago, at Toxic Waste Festival with Rezet. I think Stallion were there, Iron Kobra, Executor, lots of great bands. We're looking forward to play sort of any show in Germany right now. There's a lot of stuff going and booking going in the background. I think there are so many festivals in Germany, especially smaller ones, that I can't focus on any specific event here in Germany. I think surely it would be cool play Wacken or Summer Breeze, but I think that's a long way to go from now. So we'll mainly focus on smaller ones.
What is your thoughts on I'm sorry.
We have our own festival. Sorry. We have our own festival in Germany, Metal Force Attack.
Nice.
We played with Idle Hands. It started really, really small, but I think it's now kind of a thing in Germany and in the western part of Germany. So we are very proud of that.
Right. Please give us a plug where we can get your music. And is it on vinyl? Will it be vinyl releases of the album or what?
We sort of did it ourselves. We have no label. You can get our music at Bandcamp. I will ship it. Yeah, on Bandcamp. We're on Spotify. Yeah, that's the thing, I guess. On YouTube, you mentioned the video before.
Right.
Space Force One is on YouTube. I think the whole album is on YouTube as well, and the EP also. Yeah, we're on Spotify. If you're interested in buying a CD, only on CD right now, it's available on Bandcamp with a lot of great other merchandise as well.
What has the social media response from fans, how has it been since you released the album? What's the response from the fans so far?
It's been great. It's funny to see there are now some old school hardliners who hit us up with some YouTube comments and Instagram DMs who were like, oh yeah, your EP was better, your EP has the old school sound, which I think is funny. But still, great response. Our social media sites grew and grew. It was a huge leap for us.
If you could share a stage with a band you look up to, which one would be the most important that you would love to open for?
To open for, I think as I mentioned before, Suicide Angel would be great. Municipal Waste also. I think Municipal Waste would be pretty intense. We sort of fulfilled ourselves a wish because Idle Hands played at a release show for Space Force 1, which was an honor for us. Such cool guys. So I think there's a long way to go, but Municipal Waste, Overkill, or Suicidal Angels would fit perfectly.
So, when the people go to see you live, what kind of Devastruction show will the fans get?
I think it's a mix with the old school sounds from the EP and newer songs. A lot of energy going on the stage, insanely cool audience so far. No matter if it's a show with 400 people or 30 people, I don't care if we play in a small club or a big stage in front of hundreds of people. It's an energetic show, and you should definitely see us live.
Please give out shout outs to the fans and fans to be.
So thank you for the interview. Big shout out to all the fans around the world from Devastruction, especially in America. We have lots of fans in America, which is surprising for me, especially on the East Coast. I don't know why. It's cool to see lots of friends from the East Coast. We shipped our first patch to Australia, which is kind of cool. So keep on the support.
Alexander, it's been a pleasure and an honor having you on the show with us here tonight, the Electric Circus radio show at metalmessiahradio.com. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and doing this interview with us, and the best of luck to you and the rest of the guys of Devastruction. You're more than welcome to come back on the show when the next offering comes out.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor for me.
All right, we already talked about Space Force 1 in the video and everything. I'm going to play that, and I got two more tunes by you guys. We got Civilized and Men in Black. Please, in closing here, tell us what those two songs are about.
Civilized is I'm sort of not in the lyric right now. I would skip that, but because I didn't write it. Man in Black is like a parody from the film Man in Black with Will Smith. It's about aliens who are sort of in the role from the two protagonists from Man in Black. So enjoy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Devastruction with Space Force 1. Then following, we got Civilized and Men in Black. Turn it up, Joker Live, one place, metalmessiahradio.com. We are your metal music messiah. Crank it.